If you have an oral agreement, meaning you didn't put it down into writing, you don't have a fully signed, executed version of the agreement, that may be okay, but there's some critical steps you need to follow to help make sure that in the case of a problem or an issue, that you're well protected. So first and foremost, a written agreement is always better than an oral agreement. Always, always, always. So if you can, get a written agreement. Now, if you don't have a written agreement and you have an oral agreement instead, try to make sure you've got text messages, emails, other writings around the general terms of what the agreement actually is, because those are the things that are going to be used to help interpret what the oral agreement was, if it changed over time, how it changed, when it changed, and what the requirements were of each side. The biggest problem I see from having dealt with many of these breach of oral agreement cases is each side completely disagrees about what the actual agreement was, and each side remembers the details of what happened and who was supposed to do what by when very differently. So it creates a lot of chaos because neither side agrees on what the actual agreement was, and it makes it very difficult for any judge, jury, or arbitrator to be able to decide what the ultimate terms of the agreement were. So the best type of evidence you can have in these kinds of cases and situations is the written stuff. That is the text messages, the emails, the letters, anything that you've got in writing that can document things like the progress, the general terms of what's going on, will help you in a subsequent lawsuit or a subsequent dispute. So do the best you can to make sure all of that is documented. So course and conduct when it comes to the breach of an oral agreement is very important and can be very helpful. So if you have a pattern in practice as to how things were handled in the past, then try to make sure that you gather that information and evidence and give it to your lawyer to help them help you with your case.